Cool, so now let's go through windows and how you set up all the different options for them, and how you convert them into symbols as well. So, yep. So on Windows, it's simply got a door and then a window tool under building shell. But on Mac, you have to sort of hold down on this other tool called Win Door. So you sort of hold down on it, and then it'll come up with a sub menu for window or door. So I'll just hit door, and then window, sorry, and then it comes up with this little guy here. So I'll just whack him into a wall somewhere, so you can just sort of zoom in and see how it sort of goes red. That means it's going to insert it into it. Insert the window into the wall, so I'll just click there. And then the next click, it's quite hard to tell on this default one, but the next click is sort of letting it know which way it's facing. So you always want to click inside on the second click. And after you do that, it sort of inserts it and breaks the wall up. And then yeah, and so what you can do now is in the object info for the window with it selected, you can click on settings. And that should load up a dialog box, yep, with all the different options for it. So we can even say, oh, it's going to be a funny looking round one or whatever. So there's heaps of different options, the width of it and things like that. So I'll just have a look at that plan and take a look at one of the windows. Does it actually say how big it is? It says fix. It sort of says here, here's one here, so 11 feet. Is that right? It can't be right, 11 feet. This one's sort of 9 feet. They're all sort of standard window sizes back in the day for the estate houses, so they should all sort of... See, this one here has two windows. It's got an openable one and a smaller one. And then this one here has two openable windows and one in the middle that you can't open. So I'm not sure how big it is. We'll figure it out in Studio and on the day as well. But I'll just make it up for now. So I'll make it... So it's going to be a lot wider than it is high, so I'll make it 1800, and then I'll make the height 1200. And then how high it's going to be in the wall, so you can sort of say from the top it's going to be 2100. Sweet. Yeah, we'll just leave it like that for now. And then there's all these other options as well. So you can have all these different sort of things. So what we do want to do is sort of set that jam depth. So the jam depth, is it going to show us? Yeah, that's how thick the sort of window is, the windowsill, the jam. So our external walls 90 plus 10, 100 plus 32, so 132. Cool, so that should be exactly the right width of the wall. And that's what I'll do for now, and I'll put architraves on as well. So what I'll do is I'll put both internal and exterior ones, but I'll make the exterior ones super exaggeratedly massive so that we know that this is the exterior face and this is the internal face, just as an example. And also what we want to do, because if I go back to the plan, so there's sort of two different types. There's actually three. There's one single openable one, there's one with an openable one and a little window as well, and then there's heaps of different types of windows actually. maybe what we'll do is, yeah, so you probably need to set up a different window type for all these different windows. So that's the same as that one, which is the same as that one. And then there's this one here, and this one are the same, but just flipped. And then, which is the same as that one as well. So there's sort of 3 or 4 different types of windows. So what I'll do is I'll just make an example, sort of this one here, with the 2, and then the one in the middle. And we'll just say that they're all the same width. So how you do that is, I think it's under glazing bars, and then you can go top, I think, and then you can say how many bars you want. So we want 2 to split it into 3 different windows. So sweet, we'll just do that. That's looking great. So we go OK, and then it immediately changed it into that. So if we look at that, cool. So and the exterior architrave is in the right place, it's on the exterior, and then it's sort of the exact right thickness of the wall. So what you have is you have your jib coming in underneath the architrave, and then the jam there at the end of all of it. Cool. So that looks great. So what if we want another one? There's a couple ways to do it. One is you can just copy that around, or you can just add a new window and make it the same as that type sort of thing. But what we want to do is really make it sort of like a component in SketchUp. And how you do that is you click on it, select it, and then you go modify, create symbol, and we'll name it window 1. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then we'll set all that stuff up. Yep, that looks good. Insertion point, and we'll leave that insertion point as the plugin origin, and we'll put it on a custom class. We'll put it on maybe cells, yeah, and then leave instance in place. Cool. And then OK. And then we're going to load it into our file. So it's quite cool because symbols are sort of separate from the file, so you can have them in multiple sort of working drawings or different sort of files that you have. And so cool, that set it up properly. And where's another one of those? I think we had one here and one here, right? If I look at it properly, no, there's one there and then one there. Cool. So what you do is you just drag it in. So you just click on it and then drag it into the wall. Cool. And see how that it didn't actually put it in the right orientation. So the exterior is actually facing inwards now. So what you can do is click on the window, and I think you can just go flip. Yeah, cool. You can just go flip, and then we want another one in here, and we want to flip that as well. I click on the window and go flip. So the cool thing about the symbol means that if there's ever a change to that window type, like say that architrave is too massive and stupid looking, you can double click on it, on the symbol, and now you're in that symbol editing mode, and you can sort of click on the window and then click on settings, and it'll load up that exact same dialog box, and you can say, go to the architraves and say, no, that was way too massive and stupid looking, and that was a bit funny looking as well. No, that's not big enough, so it's 50 for the jam depth, and then at least 20, so maybe I'll leave it on 70. Cool, so something like that, and that'll update that one. You go exit symbol, and it will update that one that we edited, but because it's a symbol, it updates all the other symbols in the level. It's actually a really good way to operate because it optimizes the whole file as well. It's all referencing the same geometry, not sort of duplicated geometry that just looks the same. It actually is the same geometry. Cool. So that's Windows. Great.